Foz do Iguaçu is a city that's extremely attractive to the world. A modern, hospitable city of tropical climate that stands out internationally for its natural beauty. A city that shows respect for the environment. A city where one can hear almost every existing language. Essentially, a city that's young at heart. A city of contagious joy that is able to captivate an ever-growing number of visitors who are interested in discovering all of its irresistible charm. Here, the spectacle takes place on every new day, always with the same intensity and beauty, with landscapes never seen before. This is one of the greenest areas found on our planet. The Iguaçu National Park, in the international frontier with the Republic of Argentina, has 185,282 hectares of area on the Brazilian side. Its main attraction, the 275 waterfalls that form the Iguaçu Falls, conjunction of waters that fall from between 40 and 80 meters high, reaching up to 11,000 cubic meters per second during the flood tide. Discovered more than 4 centuries ago, they were visited by the father of aviation, Santos Dumont, on April 24, 1916. Amazed by the exuberance of the waterfalls, he collaborated by defending a rapid process to transform this ecological sanctuary into a public patrimony. That was made possible only in 1939 with the foundation of the park. Geologists have scientific explanations for the existence of the waterfalls. Over 100 million years ago, there were great volcanic eruptions with huge pouring of lava, where erosion sculpted the original waterfalls in a rock fissure. The greatness of waters, flora, and fauna turned the Iguaçu Falls into one of the most visited sites in the whole world. full of life horizons. Yes, this triple alliance of peoples is positive energy that travels in every stream, in every waterfall, in every smile. It is exactly here, where the Iguaçu River pours its waters into the Paraná River, that the three-frontier landmark is found. An obelisk built in stone from where we can see the other two landmarks, the one in Argentina and the one in Paraguay, which are painted in their national colors. The landmarks establish the territorial limits of the three countries. Contrasting with the divine work of the waterfalls, there is the work of mankind. Itaipu, the world's biggest hydroelectric plant that generates up to 12,600,000 kilowatts of energy within its 7,600 meters of extension. Work that during its peak years employed 40,000 workers, both Brazilian and Paraguayan, demonstrating total interaction between the two nations. The dam is 196 meters high, the equivalent of a building of 65 floors, and used up enough concrete to pave two highways linking Lisbon to Moscow. The maximum outflow of the water is 62,000 cubic meters per second. It is almost 35 times greater than the volume of the waterfalls, whose power would be sufficient only to operate 2 of the 18 turbines of Itaipu.
A construção da hidrelétrica de Itaipu implicou no barramento do rio Paraná. Esse barramento interrompeu o fluxo de migração das espécies migradoras. Essa migração pode ser uma migração trófica ou migração reprodutiva. A migração reprodutiva, sendo obstruída, ela implica na baixa da produção pesqueira jusante ou a montante do reservatório criado. Preocupada com essa situação, a Itaipu, através do seu corpo técnico, procurou desenvolver um processo que induzisse as espécies de peixes a concluir esse processo de reprodução, mesmo que para isso tivesse que induzir as espécies a um processo de migração forçada. Assim, a construção de uma estrutura simulando um ambiente natural de desova foi a que pareceu mais significativa. Inicialmente, construímos uma escada, posteriormente um canal e uma lagoa marginal. Esse conjunto, simulando locais de desova natural, tem demonstrado resultados significativos. As pesquisas têm demonstrado que as espécies migradoras estão completando o ciclo de reprodução.
Construction provided for the formation of a reservoir of approximately 1,350 square kilometers, and also of the greatest artificial lake in the country that is 220 kilometers long. Initially, the main purpose of the reservoir was to generate energy for the Itaipu plant, but today it is visited by tourists as well. Boat riding, swimming, and even fishing are now allowed in its waters. That is where the most important nautical events in the city take place. A permanent protection belt containing biological reserves around the reservoir was created on the Brazilian side. Animals that are captured during floods are brought to the area, while native fish can reproduce, making sure that our aquatic fauna is preserved. Itaipu has maintained, through the Eco Museum, a research center that studies and spreads the natural and cultural attractions. As part of this archaeological inventory, there are 171,449 pieces that allowed for the complete reconstitution of the area's civilizations from as far back as 6,000 years before Christ. The Eco Museum, with its permanent and free entrance exhibits, also has stuffed animals, minerals, and Indian objects. In addition to that, it conducts scientific studies on the artificial reproduction of native species of the Paraná River. It is the end of the day, but our tour continues, for it is on the samba beat, on the swing of the mulatto, on the sound of a drum, that the authentic Brazilian music is founded. The Iguaçu National Park is the symbol of an untouched nature. Penetrating its woods, hiking through its trails, is a rare moment one never forgets. The constant presence of the sun's rays occupies all green spaces, providing the visitor with a complete feeling of harmony in life. The weather here does not intervene, for the scenery becomes ever more beautiful and unique. It is nature's reality, bare, with no makeup. But it is up the Iguaçu River, facing its treacherous stream, that shows itself as an invincible enemy, that one feels the real taste of a great adventure. Fortunately, all ends well. Therefore, let's continue with another adventure, this time on the Paraguayan side. The International Friendship Bridge links Brazil and Paraguay. Inaugurated in 1965, the bridge is 552 meters long and has a span of almost 303 meters. It is one of the largest pieces of work built in reinforced concrete. The bridge is a must for the Brazilian tourist who wishes to buy imported goods. Ciudad del Este, neighboring city of the Brazilian Foz do Iguaçu, is the second biggest in Paraguay after its capital, Asunción. Although founded in 1957, it has more than 120,000 inhabitants. The city has approximately 2,600 stores that sell articles from all over the world. Tourism and exportation are its main income sources. The casino is one more of the existing fascinating attractions, an ideal atmosphere for those who appreciate gambling games, such as baccarat, roulette, 7-Eleven, and slot machines. Music and dance are the maximum cultural expressions of the Paraguayan people. The attractions continue. There is still a lot to be seen. Considered to be the 7th largest in the world, the Paraná River is 4,000 kilometers long. It is deep, with waters of difficult navigation, because along its course there are whirls that resemble huge drawn spirals, as well as the current and rocks deep down the river and along its borders. On its waters, one must sail in zigzag, portion by portion, which demands full technical knowledge and skill from the pilot. Learning the secrets of the long course of the Paraná River is almost a lifelong task. Fishing is the most popular participation sport practiced on this river of tri-national waters. Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina are adversaries only in the art of fishing the dorado, one of the most remarkable kinds of river fish. Here, there are companies that are specialized in organizing fishing tours that promote moments of leisure and a lot of vibration to the participants. Mr. Alexander Peter Schorsch is the guide and manager of one of these companies. Let's then follow him on this ride so we can find out more about this enthusiastic sport.
Esse aqui é a morenita. Esse aqui é o prato preferido do dourado. Agora tem que iscar ele de maneira especial para ele para esconder o anzol, para o dourado não desconfiar que tem um anzol dentro dele. Ok, vamos tirar ele com carinho aí. Não, muito pequeno para gancho. Bom, esse aqui é um pequeno. Vamos soltar ele. Voltamos aqui uns 2, 3 anos para pegar ele quando for mais grande.
Aqui é o encontro das águas, onde 2 rios e 3 países se encontram. Esse é o encontro do rio Iguaçu com o rio Paraná. E pode ver que a água do rio Iguaçu é barrenta, marrom, e a água do rio Paraná é verde, mais clara. Esse aqui é um dos mais conhecidos pescadores da região. Grande conhecedor do rio, grande pescador com a sua lancha aquário. Agora nós estamos subindo ainda o rio Paraná. Em seguida vamos passar perto da Ponte da Amizade. que liga Brasil ao Paraguai. Em seguida vamos avistar a ponte. Encontramos mais um barco nosso também. Estamos ambos os barcos descendo agora para ver se pegamos desce lá para baixo. Agora estamos deixando o Brasil para trás. Vamos descer o Rio Paraná entre Paraguai e Argentina. Dourado se pega na rodada, ou seja, se desliga o motor e desce a cordeira com a linha na água. Então a Dourado sempre prefere as corredeiras onde a água está correndo. Então se solta a linha com isca, desliga o motor e desce a deriva pela corredeira.
Our video excursion continues, now on the Argentinian side. The Fraternity Bridge is the main linkage to enter the Argentinian side by crossing the Iguaçu River. After the bridge's 489 meters length, we get to the city of Puerto Iguaçu, a developed business center that sells mainly leather, wool, and cashmere products. Across the border, very near here, there are various touristic options, and visiting the mines of semi-precious stones is one of them. Semi-precious stones have fascinated mankind since prehistorical times. Besides their magical beauty, these special stones can somehow concentrate the miraculous occult energy of the universe that can lead to self-consciousness and fulfillment. Actually, some ancient civilizations found out that certain stones, which were used originally for their decorative value, seemed to bring peace of mind and even to promote the cure of diseases. That was when the study and gathering of information about these stones began. This Argentinian city's biggest attraction is the fascinating beauty of the waterfalls. They are situated in the midst of a tropical forest of 55,000 hectares of area, which forms a natural and ecological park. There are more than 3 kilometers on the margins of the Iguaçu River canyons and several waterfalls, such as San Martin, Dos Hermanos, Adam and Eve, and other falls that are less important.
Mi nombre es Darío, soy uno de los guías que se desempeña acá dentro de las ruinas de San Ignacio. Estamos acá en San Ignacio, que es un antiguo pueblo jesuítico, distante a 250 kilómetros de la ciudad de Foz de Iguazú y de las Cataratas del Iguazú. El pueblo en total tiene 360 años. Hace 360 años que el pueblo de San Ignacio está emplazado aquí donde hoy ustedes lo pueden ver. Un amplio desarrollo arquitectónico en el portal de la iglesia, cultura arquitectónica que era traída por los jesuitas y trabajados por los indígenas aquí en el pueblo, viendo su creatividad, y la demostración de esta creatividad nosotros lo tenemos en el portal de la iglesia. Todos los pueblos de las misiones tenían el mismo trazado urbanístico y la misma ubicación geográfica. Esto quiere decir de que todos los pueblos estaban ubicados en lugares altos, cerca de ríos y arroyos, y que la zona sea favorable para la actividad agroganadera, que era la base de la subsistencia de los pueblos. Por otra parte, el trazado urbanístico tenía característica de un fuerte. Estaban perimetrados con muralla, vigías en distintos puntos estratégicos y en algunos casos tenían trincheras.
On this ride, hiking along the trails, it is possible to get very close to the Devil's Throat, an 80-meter-high waterfall that is the most significant of all. Its waters fall on a 5-kilometer-wide curved precipice whose sound can be heard for as far as 20 kilometers. It is impossible to hide the happiness and joy this spectacle provides. Following its strong musical tradition, the Argentinian folklore captivates the visitor. Foz do Iguaçu is the opportunity to meet nature at its fullest. That's where the birds fly freely, where huge fish are for real, where the colors of the rainbow are the frame for the majestic spectacle of the waters.